Violent clashes erupted between pro-EU protesters and police in Tbilisi, Georgia, marking over a week of intense demonstrations near the parliament. Police deployed water cannons and tear gas against protesters, who responded by launching fireworks and throwing bottles and stones at law enforcement. The crisis intensified after the ruling Georgian Dream Party announced on November 28 its decision to suspend EU accession talks until 2028, despite EU membership being a constitutional commitment and supported by approximately 80% of Georgians. This announcement came in the wake of a controversial October election, which the opposition claims was fraudulent and which international observers say was neither free nor fair. Multiple protesters have reported severe injuries, including broken bones and jaw fractures, allegedly inflicted by masked special forces. Journalists attempting to document the events claim their equipment was destroyed and they were physically assaulted. Watchdog organizations report that numerous arrestees have faced brutal treatment by law enforcement. The country's president, Salome Zourabichvili, who stands in opposition to her own government's decision, was observed confronting police lines, challenging their loyalty with the pointed question, "Who do you serve, Georgia or Russia?" The demonstrations, considered by many to be larger and more aggressive than previous protests in Georgia's history, reflect growing concerns among citizens about potentially returning to the one-party rule system they escaped a generation ago. The European Parliament has called for a new election, while the current protests show no signs of abating despite the harsh response from authorities. The crisis represents a critical moment for the South Caucasus nation of 3.7 million people, with protesters vowing to continue the demonstrations until the government honors its commitment to European integration, despite facing increasingly forceful responses from law enforcement.